Hi planner friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cindy. If you're new here, I make a lot of videos about plan with me and stationery related stuff. If that's something you're looking to, don't forget to follow for more. Today's video we'll be talking about Hobonichi planners. There were a lot of discussions in the community talking about how the paper has changed a lot and how the paper quality has went down in quality, or they had received a bad batch in their Hobonichi. But it sounded like most of the issue with the paper quality were Hobonichi cousin. I'm not sure about other planners yet, but that is so far the speculation, a lot of discussion about Hobonichi cousin. Currently not using Hobonichi cousin. I'm currently using Hobonichi weeks and Hobonichi weekly supplements, which is the cute tiny planner. Every year I always do a pen swatches pages. I always have to do that because I always tend to forget what the pen looks like when I use in the planner, and I like looking at it. Let's take a look at the differences and see which pens did it change in the Hobonichi weeks. And here is 24 pen test swatches, and you can see I have used a lot of pens like the Hobonichi pen that they came with. I tested the Muji pens, Sarasa's pen, and tons more like fountain pen and so on, and some line liner, the highlighters, and so on. And then let's take a look at my Hobonichi 2025. So here is all the pen swatches. I try to use the exact markers and highlighter as in my 2024. So very similar. First thing is the Hobonichi weeks. So for Hobonichi weeks, it didn't bleed through. There's a lot of pen indentation, and I'll say that's perfectly fine. Let's take a look at the 2024. No issue at all. They look the same, but it seemed, I'm not sure if I wrote harder in my 2025. It seems like it has a little bit more indentation. The color seems to be there, but it's not, bleeding through the page. But I do see that the indentation is a little bit more obvious, even more obvious than the 2024. So let's take a look at Muji. I already know Muji didn't do too well in 2024. As you can see here, I was quite surprised how it actually did pretty well, actually better than last year. Sure, there is one that color kind of bleed through, which is I'm kind of surprised. The color is that's bleeding through is the light blue. I would think that the darker color, like dark blue, would bleed through more. Let's take a look at the next color pen that we use. We use Sarasa. So it's 0.5, 0.7, and so on. Different color from light color to dark color to black. So far looks, you can still see tiny colors peeking through, but nothing really bad that is bleeding through. There is one section that has a little color that's sticking out a little more. I think that's black in 0.7. But let's take a look at 2024 and see how the Sarasa perform. It looks fine. Sarasa marker didn't bleed through at all or make any indentation. Let's take a look at the next one. These are just marker called Mona Mi. These definitely do very well. No complaint at all. No complaint at all. Let's take a look at our usual Pilot, Uniball markers. So far they're doing well. No bleed through at all. There is some indentation, but that's normal. But let's take a look at Papermate. I think this is very quite surprising for me, because when you think of gel pens, normally they don't really do well with these type of paper. But for Papermate Ink Joy Gel, which is actually one of my favorite pens to use on normal paper, and surprisingly, it's actually doing very well. It didn't bleed through. This actually did perform quite surprisingly well. And then the rest is all my fountain pen. I did notice that when I use my Twisby ink, it often takes a long time to dry, and I don't like that on this Hobonichi planner, because when I'm writing, I write pretty fast, and sometimes I'm not sure if you use a fountain pen, but for me, when I use my fountain pen, especially twist B pen, because there's so much ink comes out, I guess I didn't know that it's still drying, and I accidentally had my hand move over top of the written area, and it kind of like I smudged the ink, and it just gets so messy, and the ink gets everywhere. So that's one thing I don't like about B, and specifically this fountain pen ink, and for this year, and surprisingly it's doing the same thing for 2025, so I won't be able to use that ink. But if I do, I have to be very mindful about that area to let it dry first before using that fountain pen ink. You can see this ink, it closed my planner way too early, so it has left some ink on the other side of the page. But in terms of the other fountain pen, if I use it, the thinner one, I think it's extra fine. There's no bleed through. I know a lot of you, or some of you, have color dots and they were bleeding through really badly in the cousin, but I'm surprised like this year it looks absolutely fine, except the last two, which is like a dark green, actually no, it's the blue color, dark blue. You can still see tiny bit bleed through by tiny bit. So I probably would be avoiding these two colors if I were to use the circle nib. My liners seems fine. No bleed through, no nothing. It looks like it's normal. So I'll probably continue to be using these colors. Although the color is a little bit more saturated, which is fine. And so yeah, so far the pens are doing well. I hope this helps to show you some ideas like how it performs in the Hobonichi weeks. Let me know what pens you will be using for this year. Alright, let's take a look at the Hobonichi's weekly supplement planner and see how they perform. Did the paper quality change? Yeah, it definitely did last year, 2024. And I tested the exactly same pens and markers in the Hobonichi weeks and applied it in the weekly supplement. So let's take a look at any of the bleed through. This is 100% will be totally fine. Fuji pen, I use black, brown, and light blue. No bleed through so far, it's fine. Sarasa, I use all the colors basically from black, brown, light blue, dark blue, purple. It's fine. No problem, no issue at all. No bleed through. Monami, this is the marker. It's fine, no issue at all. And the rest, like fountain pen, paper mate ink, Inkjoy, gel pen, fountain pen, so far no problem at all. Eyeliners, fiction, clean color dot, also fine. But except for clean color dot, there is the same dark blue. The blue color tends to bleed through a little bit more. I'm not sure if it's because my marker has a lot more ink in it, and that's why it's leaving more color and bleeding through. But yeah, those two colors I'll probably try to avoid using in the future. But one thing I can tell you that I noticed that the weekly supplement paper quality is tiny bit different from the Hobonichi weeks. This is the same for 2024 as well, so I'm not sure if that's the reason why the weekly supplement planner did perform better. And I hope that helps. And if you like this kind of type of videos, don't forget to like and follow my channel. That really helps my channel to grow and to be seen. And yeah, comment below what plans are you currently using in your planners and what planners are you currently using. Love to hear that, and I'll see you next time. Bye planner friends.